Hello, friend, and welcome to the collective. If you're new here, I'm really excited to meet you, and if you're returning, I hope you're having a much better day than the last time we talked. In these readings, I blend intuitive messages and shadow work into the tarot readings, and this is to help you see yourself clearly, heal, and grow. Each reading is meant to guide your inner transformation and guide you along your journey, one step at a time. And right now, with this collective, I'm feeling really frustrated, overwhelmed, just ready to quit, about wanting to just give up, start over. It's like this just desperate need to get out, to just not be here anymore, whatever here is, whether that be your house or the situation. So as always, being the solution-oriented reader I am, first I want to know what the underlying situation is. And yeah, you're gonna be like, Kirsten, it's obvious. Well, guess what? What's gotten you here and what you're in now, there's more underneath that's gotten you here. It's more than just, your current situation. So trust me when I say there's more than what you are just seeing on the surface. Well, there's two cards. They're being stuck together. They're not letting me see, but I can tell there's two cards there. And then this one. Give me the bottom one first. Okay. I really need to make sure I'm pronouncing this word right. Nyctophilia, comfort in darkness. So this card always comes at me with different meanings, and today it's coming at me with the fact that we're really just feeling like we want to bury our head in the sand, that we want to just sleep everything off, that we don't even want to attempt to see the light, because right now the light is too bright, it's blinding, and it's giving us a headache. You probably actually really have a migraine or a tension headache right now. So when I see this card, it's one of those things where you have this insane innate feeling to need to retreat, to go within, and to just decide that, you know what, right now my own mind, my own creation, my own dreams, my own sleeping habits, whatever the not great coping mechanism that you're trying to do right now is better for you. But in reality, it's not necessarily helping you. Yeah, you have comfort in that darkness right now, but it's not the type of comfort that's going to serve you. Comfort in darkness is a reminder that sometimes you have to sit with that discomfort. Sometimes you have to sit with that discomfort and allow yourself the chance to see what is actually causing it. Again, what's underneath the surface. And don't tell me it's your current situation, because I bet you 100% if you go inside, if you go internal, it's going to be something that happened to you at least sometime in your past. Maybe yesterday, that's fine, that's still your past. But maybe it was years from now, or maybe it's a cumulative things of actions and circumstances and events that have led you to feel this way right now. Give yourself the opportunity to realize it's not just about where you are and what you're dealing with right now. Dark Night of the Soul. Ego patterns soften and soul wisdom emerges. So if you didn't believe me beforehand that you need to go within and really look at your past, this is an even more obvious card. You don't go through a dark night of a soul because you are, just everything's going great and you have, no trauma to work through. You're going through a dark night of the soul because there is something that you need to let go of. There is something that's no longer serving you. When it says ego patterns soften, that always reminds me of a seed. Why do I say a seed? Because when you first see a seed, it's a hard little shell thing, right? Don't ask me what's inside of it. I don't understand the science behind it, but I just know every time I see a seed, I see a shell. And then when I plant the seed, it goes into the dirt, it gets watered, and at some point it softens and something cracks through. Guess what your shell that's breaking is? It's like that seed, that defense mechanism, this behavioral pattern, whatever it is, this way of thinking, it's literally being broken and cracked open because it's no longer serving you and it's time for you to grow. You are being asked to grow. And in order to grow, you have to go within. Worry, the illusion of control. That's right, it says the illusion of control because there is no real control. The only thing you truly have control over is your own actions. Maybe you have control over your reactions. I know it took me a while to get control over my reactions, and Lord knows I only have control of my emotions like maybe 50% of the time. Honestly, tears start flowing a lot when I don't want them to flow. And I find myself, feeling nervous about things that I know I don't need to be nervous about. So, how much control in your life do you really have? And realize that instead of being scared by the limited amount of control that you have, just freaking let go, release it, and say, you know what? That's the universe's problem. I can only control what I can do. I can only control my actions, reactions, and emotions. And even those, we don't have a lot of control over. And you're going to tell me, Kirsten, that's scary because there's a lot of unknown. Then if I don't control all these things, there's a lot of things bad that could happen. Well, yeah, but bad things can happen even if you do know about it. Like, it's you are letting yourself think that worrying and stressing and fretting over these things is going to make a difference. And I'm not saying this in the sense that I've had an easy life, that I've never had to stress over anything in my life. Quite the opposite. I'm saying this as somebody who has had to program and unlearn only to relearn how to really handle and manage stress. And honestly, I'm about to start a second channel where I talk about my personal experiences. If you want or you're interested in that, let me know so I can go ahead and link the video to this. Might not be till next week, but hear me out. I know that what I'm saying is a tough love message, but I'm saying it because I've already done it. And I continue to do it. Separation. Reconnecting with your center. So we are really disconnected. Like, look at this card. You see all those double helixes just like not being connected? That is you. And you're going to be like, Kirsten, I'm one body. Yeah, okay, whatever. We're a little woohoo. We're a little spiritual here. And it's one of those things where it's like you have a spiritual body, you have an emotional body, you have a physical body. There's a lot of you. And if you are out of alignment, this is probably what you look like, completely separated right now. And you're like, okay, well, fine. How do I get into the center? How do I reconnect again? How do I put all those helixes back in the same place? Well, you have to take time for yourself. You have to take 5 to 10 minutes out of your life to do something for yourself. Whether that be scream into the void or in your car or into a pillow. Whether that be meditating for 5 minutes. Whether that be journaling for 5 to 10 minutes. You need to slow down and take time for yourself. You need to reconnect to your center. And you can do that in a myriad of ways. Again, meditating is probably the quickest and easiest way to do it. And if you're like, I literally have no time to meditate, 2 minutes in the shower. I'm sure you have 2 minutes when you take a shower to just close your eyes and allow yourself to focus on your breath for 2 minutes. And if you're going to straight up tell me you don't have time for it or you can't do it, well, then you're not going to be able to reconnect anything. And you're going to continue to go through this dark night of the soul, feeling frustrated, aggravated, and like there's nothing that's going to work for you. Or you can realize that something needs to change, and the only way things are going to change is if you make the change. You making the change starts by changing your behavior. And if you have to give yourself 5 minutes a day, that is the bare minimum. I'm not even asking a lot. You have to give yourself 5 minutes a day to bring yourself comfort, to bring yourself rest, to bring yourself back to wholeness. Why are you resisting that? So let's ask the tarot cards. Why are we resisting this? Why are we letting ourselves, why are we letting ourselves stay in this just discomfort? And again, I'm not saying this as somebody who's had an easy life. I have gone through multiple, dark nights of the soul. To be honest, I had a mini one just yesterday. Because I had to release the need to understand that everything I do is good. Because I was told once in my life, oh, here we go, these cards are a mess. But I was told once in my life, if you're going to do it right, or don't bother doing it at all. And I had to release that. That was something that was so programmed in my brain that I've already thought I worked through it, only to find out that, 10 years later after I thought I worked through it, it was still affecting me. So I had to release the need to believe that everything I do has to be perfect, has to be good. So what are you resisting? What is keeping you trapped? What is keeping you, or what event happened that is keeping you? Okay, that is too many cards. Oh, okay, we just needed that one. In this space. The Tower. All right, things are crumbling. This dark night of the soul is happening because you need to go through this transformation. You need to get through this period. This frustration, this one to quit, is literally you on the verge of something huge and transformative happening, but you have to just work through it. And when you have a tower moment, there's nothing you can do to stop this tower from crumbling. It's going to crumble. There's going to be a mess. There's going to be chaos. So do the best you can and find safety. Find cover. Do something to take care of yourself. Meditate. Journal. Scream into your car. Listen to some music. Allow yourself to express yourself. Get comfortable with the fact that, right now, shit just sucks. And I'm sorry to say that, but that's where we're at. Six of Coins in its reverse position. I want to remind you that Coins and Pentacles are not just about finances, they're about your time and your energy, because you spend time and you spend energy. When I see the Six of Coins in its reverse position, I see that we're not allowing ourselves to receive. We're saying, nope, I'm fine, I got this, I don't need help, I can handle it, I got this, nope, I don't need your time, I don't need your energy, I don't need your assistance, I don't need anything, I can handle this, this is... Stop. Stop. You need help. You need to give someone else the chance to give them your energy, their time. And maybe you need finances too, but guess what? You're not going to be able to get any of those unless you allow yourself to receive the help. The only way to receive the help is to ask for it. So if you're just sitting there pouting, waiting for everything to get better, it's not going to get better just by magically sitting there. We have to actually get up and take action in order to get the help that we need. And if you've already pushed your help away, there's no rule that says you can't ask for it again. You need to let yourself receive help. You need to let yourself receive what other people are willing to give you in this moment and in this time. And I'm not saying you need to take everything that comes at you willy-nilly, but if it truly is helpful, allow yourself to receive it. If it's more hurtful than helpful, then don't take it. But if it's what you need to get through this phase, allow yourself to have it. Then we got the Three of Swords in its reverse position, which tells me that, I'm sorry, this is a really just rough message right now, and Spirit's coming across very pointed, blunt, and blank. But we're giving ourselves a pity party. We're giving ourselves a pity party, we're wallowing in our pity, and we're just not letting ourselves do what we need to do to get out of the situation. Why do I say that? The Three of Swords is about your minds, it's about your thought, it's about your expectations. So when I see the Three of Swords, I see that you had some expectation and it was about something either being miscommunicated or not being understood right. And instead of saying, hey, what can I learn from this? You're just sitting in it. And I'm a person that allows you and believes in leaning into your emotions. Don't get me wrong. Leaning into your emotions is very important, but you're not supposed to stay there. You're supposed to lean into your emotions, you're supposed to express them, and then you're supposed to get up and move on. Staying in that heartache, staying in that, blank space, staying in that spot where you think that, this is life and that it's not going to get any better isn't going to help you. Being stuck in your head and blaming it on your heart isn't going to help you. You need to actually allow yourself to say, you know what? If I want to make the difference, I need to make the difference. Because right now we're focusing on how things used to be. This Six of Cups in reverse position is a nostalgic card, and when it's reversed, it's the nostalgia trap. It's you remembering the good times and thinking about all the things that you used to be able to do and can or could do, and how your life was easier then. Okay, maybe your life was easier then, but here's the thing. Doesn't matter, you're here where you are now. You're in a space right now where you're being asked to get through this hard part of your life, where you're being asked to allow yourself to grow, to figure out how strong you really are. Six of Cups is going to be here and saying it's nice to reminisce, but staying in the past doesn't help us get anywhere. If we're stuck in the past, we're not even in the present. And if we're not in the present, we can't do anything to change our future. So allow yourself to think fondly of these memories, but don't stay there. Don't stay with them. Give yourself the chance to realize that, yeah, you've had happy moments and you can create happy moments again. Then we have the World in its reverse position. World in its reverse position tells me that you're at a chapter ending phase, that there's something in your life that you'll never have to experience again. But instead of going, yay, and moving forward, you're staying here stuck in it. And I get it. Chapter ending moments aren't necessarily fun. I've had several where my chapter ending movement was me getting kicked out of a house and having to go find another place to live unexpectedly with less than 24 hours to figure it out. Just me and all my stuff. Happened one time, and I was almost homeless because of it. But that was me having to deal with a chapter ending thing. So when I see this world in its reverse position, I get that it's not something necessarily that you want to have to be an end, but it is an end. And when something ends, you need to get up and you need to try to remember, okay, this is ending. Where's the new beginning? Stop resisting, stop fighting, and just know it's already happened. Everything that has gotten you here in a place where you have the chance to grow and find your new strength, or to stay in stagnation and keep yourself where you're at in this uncomfortable state of being. Now I want to ask the cards, what is it that we can do to help us get through this dark night of the soul, to help us get out of this space, and maybe even, help us to see ourselves differently or see our situation differently and just get that perspective change that's going to help us, get unstuck and get past this discomfort phase that we're in. Because this discomfort phase that you're in, it really sucks. I'm going to give you that. It's not a fun place to be, and it feels lonely and isolating, and I get that. Choices. Okay. I gotta cover that. Choices. So you have the ability to make the choices that you want to do with your life. You have the ability to, make the decisions that are going to change. This card, Choices, is literally everything I've been talking about with you needing to take time with yourself and allow yourself to reconnect with yourself. Give yourself the chance to understanding that it's up to you to decide to choose what it is that you have to do and what you're going to do next. Choices is really like you also realizing that you do have the choice to do something different, to be something different. It's about you saying, am I going to sit here and I'm going to continue to stress and worry? Or am I going to get up and do some dishes? Am I going to get up and do some laundry? And you're like, Kirsten, how is that even going to make a difference? You know what? It's going to let you have a clean kitchen. And sometimes that is just enough to get you out of whatever mental loop you're in. Our brains are wired to be just follow chemical trails that are in our brain and just repeat them over and over again because it's one of those things where that's what the brain does. So if you physically do something to change your environment, that's going to alter those paths in your brain. And that's literally a decision you can make in order to give yourself a chance to be happy. Integration. This one's huge. This one's also way easier said than done. Integration is you integrating whatever you have learned from the situation and applying it to your life moving forward. Integration is something that it's kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, you learned the lesson, but until you apply it, it doesn't matter. So yes, you've learned how to speak a new language. Cool. But until you actually have a conversation with somebody who speaks that language, does it really amount to much? I mean, yeah, you have that personal experience, but you got to utilize it. You got to use it. Or else it's just, a wasted experience. And if you don't use it, if you don't start speaking it, if you don't use it in your regular message, well, trust me, as someone who took 2 years of Spanish and knew how to speak Spanish brokenly pretty well, I don't know how to speak any of it anymore. Mine is my basic hi, bye, what's your name, and, here's my numbers kind of deal. You lose the knowledge if you don't use it. 100%. Mirrored Souls. So it's not often my cards bring someone else into a reading, but this one, I can't ignore it. So whatever has happened, whatever you're going through, and I'm not saying that you're your twin flame. If you expect me to promote a twin flame toxic relationship, this is not your reading. This is your chance to leave, and you need to find a new tarot reader. But Mirrored Souls, and that spiral in the center. This is one of those things where sometimes what you don't like about somebody else or what you're angry about someone else really is a chance for you to see what it is about yourself that you don't like. And I'm not saying like, okay, you're gonna be like, Kirsten, I got cheated on. How in any way does that reflect me and what I'm doing? You're right. You're most likely 100% don't deserve to be cheated on. No one deserves to be cheated on. Here's the thing though. Did the person who cheat on you like just show signs of disinterest, show signs of things that aren't going right for you? And did you find yourself just completely ignoring it and not listening to your intuition? And you're like, that doesn't explain anything. That sounds like two separate situations. Okay. You were deceiving yourself and they were deceiving you. You were deceiving yourself into believing that those hunches, that those intuitive nudges, that those things weren't anything that were actually there, that you didn't have to actually see it for what it was. And they were deceiving you. So on the surface, it's 100% two different situations. But when you get a little deeper, how does it reflect your own reality? Celestial teacher. So this is coming through and this is telling me that this is a lesson. And you can be like, you mean I'm most destined to go through this, or I was meant to go through this? Look, take it as you want. Some of you could see this as karmic debt. Some of you can see it as ancestral, curse or generation or trauma. Whatever it is, you have free will. You have the ability to create your own life, to create your own situations, to make your own destiny. And that is something I will always believe in. But guess what? That free will does not take away any consequences that we need to face of our reality. Yeah, we have free will to screw up. We have free will to mess up royally. We have free will to dig ourselves a hole and bury ourselves underneath it. So understand when I'm coming at you with this celestial teacher card, I'm literally coming at and saying, like, this is a lesson, but this is a lesson that was created by you or the universe, so that way you never have to go through this again. Celestial teacher is also one of those things where, again, yeah, this could be easy to blame on the universe and be like, well, it was divine plan, or God did it to me, or whatnot, and yada yada. You gotta take responsibility for your life. You gotta let yourself say that, okay, this situation is absolutely shitty, and maybe you didn't do anything to cause it. Maybe you got into a car accident. You were in a car accident, and you got T-boned, and now you're in medical debt. Great. That sucks. That is a terrible thing to deal with, and none of it was your fault. Congratulations. None of it was your fault. That doesn't matter if it's your fault. What matters is that you do something with this. You learn from this lesson. You grow from this. My abuse that I received as a child, the neglect, the hunger pains I had as a child, those weren't my fault. But I still had to learn, I still had to take accountability for it, and I still had to grow despite it. All those things that I experienced as a child weren't my fault. It was the person that was taking care of me. The person taking care of me should have known better. But guess what? I owned it, I claimed it, and I grew. So understand that when I'm saying this, I'm not being like, haha, I lived an easy life with a silver spoon in my mouth. No. I'm saying this because it's something that I've already done, and you can do too. It doesn't make it get easy. I'm not telling you it's easy. This lesson is gonna suck. But this lesson is 100% necessary for your growth and your ability to help yourself and others. All right, now I'm just going to ask the cards for encouragement, because what we're going through sucks and is hard and is a lesson that we're never going to have to repeat again, but it's still something that we have to get up and we have to decide that we're going to make the change ourselves. So let's find encouragement to make this change, to get past this situation. You're growing into the person you're meant to be. Feels like a slap in the face. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. Here's the thing. I couldn't be the person I am if I wouldn't have gone through my, abusive childhood. I wouldn't have been so obsessed with learning about the mind and how it works, and that leading me to shadow work and that leading me into the spiritual path that I'm on. So understand that, again, I'm not saying that the situation you're going through was divine or yada yada BS kind of stuff. I'm just saying that what you're going through right now, is going to help you become a better person, and you becoming this better person is going to help you realize the truth of who you are. Seek comfort in those who are close to your heart. Back to that whole allowing yourself to receive help, allowing yourself to reach out to others. And you might be someone who doesn't have a lot of people in your life, and I get that, and that's a difficult place to be, but there's communities, there's people on Facebook and YouTube, there's this collective. If you need advice, if you need help, put something in the comments if you don't have people in your life. And if you do have people in your life, reach out to them. Be real honest about what's going on. Don't close them out. Let them in and let them help you. Let them give you their time and energy to help you through this. Do your best to stay grounded and in touch with your own growth. Remember how I talked about with the separation card, how you need to give yourself 5 minutes? That's 100% what this is about. And yeah, you're going through a growth phase. You're going through a dark night of the soul. You're going through a tower moment. You're ending a chapter. All of this is telling you that you're going through a growth phase. You even have celestial teacher. How much more and for evidence do you need that this is a growth phase? You're going through a growth phase, and it's okay that this is uncomfortable, and it's okay that this sucks. Yeah, what happened to you, not okay. But you dealing with this and growing from it, getting up and making those choices, that's going to make everything okay. Make sure I didn't, yeah, okay. You are not required to be happy all the time. I mean, I did ask the cards to give us encouragement, and this again kind of feels like a slap in the face, but this also kind of wraps up the reading beautifully, and here's why I'm going to say this. And the way, and where we live with social media and highlight reels and everything and TV and all of it, it makes it seem like everyone is constantly always happy and that they never go through sad experiences. Unless, of course, you're watching a movie or reading a book and then you're just like, well, of course, it's there. Hear me out. It is hard to forget that other people have hard situations and hard times, because a lot of times none of us see it. And that's part of the disconnection. That's part of the separation that we're not, you're not just going through, but we're going through as a society. And to talk about your hard times, that's even more taboo. So understand that, yeah, it's that need, that feel to be, happy, to follow the Joneses and be like everybody else. But you know what? There are so many other people around you that are going through their own stuff. So you are not required to be happy all the time. It's not saying you're supposed to be depressed, sad, and miserable. No. It's just sometimes the best that you can be is content. Sometimes the best that you can be is okay, and that is okay. You don't have to live this glamorous, glorious life. You just have to get through today and then get through tomorrow and do it one day, one step at a time. And I want to remind you that this is not something that you're going at alone. We are here to help. This collective is here to help you. If you have questions or concerns and you just need to let it out or tell your story, put it in the comments. Let us help each other. And if you want any more advice on your specific situation, there's a link in the description below for private readings. I do still have some available dates. And I know that you're going to get through this, and I know you're going to grow, and I know that when you get on the other side of this transformation, you are going to be glowing, beautiful, and you are going to be so surprised about the person that you turn into. You got this. You can do this. I believe in you. I have faith in you. I know that this is going to be difficult, and I know that this is going to be a struggle, but you can do this. You got this. Just let yourself do what you need to make it happen. I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you again soon. Bye-bye.